Hi, everybody. This is Alicia Lyttle, and you are on Instagram for Business with myself and Lorette. Welcome, welcome. Lorette and I love Instagram. Now, we don't just use it for ourselves, and you might look at our Instagram pages and say, we don't have that many followers, but what we're doing is we're using Instagram for business, and we use Instagram for a bunch of clients as well, and I'll talk about that. But what you're going to learn on the webinar is how to use Instagram for business, for your own business, or how to use Instagram, master, the basics that you need to know, and charge clients for using Instagram. Because as you will see in this presentation, Instagram is exploding with brands and businesses that want to get on it, and now is your opportunity to really jump on it. Now, I'm going to recommend some tools that I use, and I'm going to show you different things that we use. We have nothing to sell on this webinar. It's purely content and teaching. We're even going to give you a handout at the very end. So pen and paper out, turn off all your distractions, and let's get started learning a little bit about Instagram. So what am I going to cover in the next 60 minutes? Well, I'm going to teach you, number one, how to get started on Instagram. For Robert, who doesn't even know what Instagram is, I'm definitely going to teach you what it is and how to get started, basics with it. We're going to talk about hashtags. If you don't know what that is, that's okay, but hashtags are really important, so I'm going to talk about that. How to create images. That's the roadblock for many people. How do you even create images for Instagram? How to do some basic Instagram promotions and Instagram advertising, and then we're going to round it all off with growing your account, and we're going to go over a checklist and give everybody a checklist that they're going to be able to take and use as they build their Instagram. All of you, yes, you that I'm talking to, can build your Instagram. So if you're ready, type ready in the chat box. Ready to learn some stuff about Instagram. I promise it's going to be fun. You're going to learn a lot of tools and strategies and techniques. And I'm going to go as quickly as possible because we scheduled 60 minutes here with you guys. So, all right, I've got a ton of readies in the chat box. So let's get started. Now, why are we talking about Instagram? We did this webinar, we invited you, but why Instagram? Why aren't we talking about something else? Well, in case you didn't know, Instagram has over 500 million monthly active users. And when I looked at it today, it's getting closer to 600 million. That's crazy, right? Instagram users are very active. In fact, they've shared over 40 billion photos to date, and they share an average of 95 million photos and videos every day. Did you guys see that? 95 million photos and videos every day. Instagram is used by men and women. In fact, when we look at America, we see that 31% of American women and 24% of American men are using Instagram. Crazy numbers, right? Think about that for a minute. Instagram users like 4.2 billion posts per day, billion with a B. And this is really important if you've ever thought about starting your own business doing Instagram for other businesses. Instagram is used by 48.8% of brands. And that number is expected to rise to 70%. Right? 70.7% by 2017. Now, top brands posted, I guess we could say, 4.9 times per week on Instagram in 2016. That's an increase of more than 50% over 2015. So if you look at this slide, you see lots of numbers, lots of people using it, lots of activity, brands. More are getting on it, and top brands are posting more on it. They posted more on it last year than they did the year before. So where do we expect it to go? From here, we just expect it to continue increasing, right? We expect it to continue to grow. So why, as marketers, because we're all marketers here, that's why you're here, that's why we know each other, because we love marketing. Well, why Instagram for marketers? Well, 75% of Instagram users take action. And this is really important because this is what we want, such as visiting a website after looking at an Instagram advertising post. So they look at something on Instagram that's an ad and they take action. And that's what we want. We want the people that take action. So how many of you are not on Instagram at all? You don't even have Instagram on your phone. You never signed up for it. Maybe like Robert, you don't even know what Instagram is. Give me a 1 in the chat box if that describes you. You don't have Instagram yet. I'm going to help you if you don't. Let me just see how many of you don't even have Instagram yet. You know, when I'm on this side, someone who's using Instagram every single day, I use it for my clients, big brands, I forget that, you know, not everyone is like me and is using it like crazy. I hire people to use it for our clients. Okay, so I have quite a few people that don't even have Instagram. So I want you to write down these instructions to signing up for Instagram. It's really simple. Step number 1 is to pick an email address to use because you're going to have to sign up with your name and email. So for my main Instagram account, I have my main email. And for my sub-Instagram accounts or my Instagram accounts in different niches, I'm using different email addresses for them. So either set up a new email, and I prefer Gmail, or use your main email to sign up for Instagram. Next, you're going to go to the App Store. And this screenshot is just what it's going to look like for most of you when you're looking at it on your phone. And if you have an iPhone or a Samsung, so I guess I should say an iPhone or an Android, you know, it's still going to be in the Play Store for Android users, and the iPhone App Store for, what is that App Store called for iPhone? Is it called an App Store? I have a Samsung and an iPhone in front of me. I need to look at it. But it'll be in your, whatever it's called, your App Store for iPhone, right? So you're going to go to the App Store. You're going to search for Instagram, just how it spells right there. You're going to download it, and then you're going to go through the sign-up process. And voila, you're in. And then it's going to ask you if you want to connect it to Facebook. Yes, connect it to Facebook. Pull your Facebook friends in, start following them. They'll follow you, and you'll see that it'll pick up really quickly. Now, I don't have this on a slide, so I just want you to write it down. But when you first get started and open up your account, I want to encourage you to put up 10 images as quickly as you can, because people, your Facebook friends, will be coming over to check out what you're doing on Instagram, and you don't want it to be blank. So just write that down, 10 images. And don't forget, I'm going to show you how to create the images, and I'm going to go live to a website and create some with you. So 10 images, and all those images should use hashtags. We're going to cover that. Now, for us marketers, setting up a good profile on Instagram is really important. So here are some of the elements that your profile needs to have. And I use my personal account to show you this instead of one of my clients' accounts. But right now, you should see my profile on your screen, right? It's on the right-hand side. That's what the Instagram profile looks like. And there's my photo, right? So you're going to want to upload a nice photo of you if it's about you and your brand. Make sure you're smiling. You can put filters on it. And then your name comes next. I put my name, Alicia Lyttle. Your Instagram username, my Instagram username, I was lucky enough to get Alicia Lyttle, so that's my Instagram username. Now, for a bunch of the sites that I do for, our other sites, our other Instagram properties that we own, they all have different names, and none of them are my personal name. So it could be for a product, or we have Instagram accounts for some places in the world, and so we just pay attention to your username and make sure that it makes sense. Your website URL is clickable. When you put it right here, it is clickable. So you want to make sure that you have your website URL entered in, and then an about you. See that about me? It says Digital Marketing Queen, Boss Lady, hashtag I make money makers ask me how. It has an email address, and you're probably saying, why would you put your email address out there like that? Well, that is my email address that I set up just for this purpose. So if I get an email there, I know it's coming from Instagram. Yes, makes sense. I know it's coming from Instagram. And then on my next line, I'm describing what's in that website URL. So it says info on free webinar below, and it has that website URL. Now, my website URL changes often. In fact, I took this screenshot yesterday, but I changed the URL today to be a registration for this webinar. So your website URL can change. You can change all of this anytime that you want. And if you don't have a website, you can put a link to maybe your Facebook fan page or any other web property. You can even put maybe a link to an affiliate product that you're promoting, your affiliate link. So if you don't have a website URL, you can leave it blank, but I recommend that you put something there, right? Put something there. So I am going to answer some questions. I see we have 3 questions that came in real quick. Hi, Alicia. When you connect it to your Facebook, do you need to have a different Facebook account? Since the Facebook account is tied to a certain email, if a person is not photogenic, can you use something else other than your image? So number 1, it will tie to your main Facebook account. If you want it tied to a different Facebook account, so for example, for my business clients, I tie it to their business fan page. So you pick what Facebook account you want it tied to. All right? If you're not photogenic, absolutely, you can use your logo there, your company logo. You'll see lots of brands do that. So you can use a company logo, or you can go to a stock photo site and put a picture in there. It doesn't have to be your picture. So I answered Charmaine's, what if you don't have a website? And then, can you use something else, such as your favorite animal as your profile picture? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let me show you what your profile looks like on different all right, so on the left is what it looks like on the computer. This is what my Instagram, this is my personal one, right? It's not my business ones and stuff, but it's my personal one. And you can see that my profile looks different on the computer than it looks on my phone. But I want you to see that that URL is clickable. Do you see that? Let me see if I can get my highlighter right here. You see this URL is clickable here on the computer. Oops, I clicked too much. And over here on mobile, it's clickable as well. So that's what I wanted you to pay attention to. All right, so let me just go back one more time. So now you've set up your Instagram account, you've got your username, and you've got your profile, you've got a URL in there as well. So you're all set up, and you put in your first 10 photos, because remember, I want you to have 10 photos to start off with. Even if it's an account you're doing for a client, make sure you have 10 photos together when you launch the account. All right. So I also want you to think about creating your images. So now is the time, especially for a lot of you who don't really have a brand identity right now. You're just thinking about Instagram. You know, start off somewhere, and it'll definitely change. I guarantee you'll change from where you started to, you know, as you progress over time. But I want you to think about defining your brand and what's your brand identity and your goals. Is it going to be you taking selfies and photos of yourself? Or if you look at these examples I have on the screen, this middle one is a marketing company, and you can see how great that looks right there. This top one is an author, a writer, and you can see how good hers looks right there. And this bottom one right here is from a, let's see, I think she's a blogger and does some other stuff like that. So you can see the different types and the different looks on Instagram accounts. Now, Cheryl said she can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure. Give me a yes if you can hear me. Okay, great. Let me just give Cheryl some instructions on how to hear me again. If you ever stop hearing me, you can't hear me, what you need to do is switch to phone and then back to mic and speaker, and it resets your audio. Switch to phone and back to mic and speaker. Is it cutting out for any of you? Cindy said it's cutting out for her. All right, so Cindy, reset your audio for me. Switch to phone and back to mic and speaker so that you can reset your audio and hopefully it won't cut out. Anybody else having that issue? Okay, so somebody's asking me which author is this? Let's see. Look her up on Instagram, New Leaf Writer. She has 56.4 thousand followers. And let's see, she does book reviews and different types of writing, but her Instagram looks really good, right? You know, these are 3 different types of Instagrams, and if you look, if you look at Instagram, you'll see people have all sorts of different styles. All I'm saying is I want you to identify your style, your brand, and your brand identity. All right, now Instagram is about hashtags when it comes to getting found. And for us marketers, we really need to make sure that we're using hashtags. So what is a hashtag? You see that little number sign? When you use that number sign and put anything behind it, people can search with that hashtag and find everyone who has tagged or labeled their photo with that hashtag. So for example, if every image that I created, I used the hashtag Alicia Lyttle, I could type into Instagram hashtag Alicia Lyttle and see every hashtag, every photo that's used that has that hashtag in it. Let's continue and you'll learn a little bit more. There's this cool website called, I know it's really weird, iqta.gs. Let me type that in the chat box for you. www.iqta.gs. Now, because of time, I don't have time to go there live, so I want you to check it out, but I'm going to walk through really what it does and what it's all about. So on this website, you can go to this website, and when you're using the search function, you can type in what you're looking for. So for example, I typed in the word beach, and then it's going to give you a bunch of hashtags that you can use that are relevant to that word. And keep following me. I'm going to show you how you're putting hashtags in and all that good stuff. They also have something called a chatbot. So on their website, you're going to see something that says, try the chatbot, right? If you try that, what it does, and you're logged into Facebook, is it opens up Facebook Messenger, and you can have a conversation basically with the chat box, and it'll give you hashtags. So I know it's really hard to see, but at the bottom here, in blue, the last blue right over here, I typed in the word beach, and then it gave me back 30, I'm guessing, maybe not that many, hashtags to use with the word beach in it. Now, if you're not sure of how to find your hashtags and which ones are important, just use this website because it'll really help you in identifying those hashtags. Now, another thing that you can do is you can borrow hashtags. You like that word borrow, quote unquote borrow? So this is what you would do. You would find a popular account, look at the hashtags they are using, and copy and paste them and borrow them and use them when you put your images up on Instagram. So here we go with an account that I like. It's called Marketing Solved. And here's her Instagram image that she put up. And I'm going to show you how to make these images. It says start listening, whatever, right now, to your intuition and learn to trust yourself. You know way more than you think you do. All right, that's good. She got 134 likes on this image. And here are the hashtags that she used. So I highlighted these and I used them on my next post, okay? So just write down these steps. Find a popular account, look at their hashtags, and borrow them. Okay? Now, when you're using Instagram, and this is, let me just back up for those beginners, you have to upload the images and write the post from your phone. That's the thing about Instagram, is that you have to do everything from your phone, as opposed to Facebook, where you really can post from your phone or from your computer. Instagram really is an app and they want you to use the phone. But there are tools out there where you can post to Instagram from these tools. So this is my favorite tool. It's called Grum. Write this down. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Grum.co. All right, I had to take a sip of water. Everybody got that? Grum.co. What Grum allows you to do is it allows you to post to Instagram by using your computer. So it's just a workaround, and I really like it. It also has manager logins. So my staff has logins where they can upload to clients' accounts this way, and we can monitor it and actually look at what they've scheduled and uploaded. Now, for one of our brands, your Jamaican tour guide, here's the uploads that our staff is uploading from Grum. Now, he's uploading everything from Grum, and he's scheduling them. So when you schedule in Grum, here's the great things to remember. So you're going to upload the photo. You're going to include hashtags. You're going to put 30 hashtags in the what am I going to say, the copy or the description of the image, and then you're going to put 30 hashtags in the first comment. Now, Grum allows you, when you're scheduling, this is crazy, it's the only tool I know that does this. Grum allows you, when you're scheduling, to put comments not only in the description, but also in the first hashtag. Let me go back a slide. Hang on, let me go back. So what she's done here is, this was her description, and she had all her hashtags in her description right here. So I'm saying you should put them in your description, but you can also put them in your first comment. Think about it like Facebook, how you've got a comments. You can leave comments in Facebook. You can do the same thing in Instagram. But what I recommend is that as you're using Grum as a scheduling tool, you put the hashtags with the description and put the 30 hashtags in the comment. Everybody got that? Want to make sure, write it down, say got it if you've got it, and then we can move on. All right, everybody's checking in. Looks like everybody's got it. I'm going to keep going. Now, when writing content, I want you to define your voice. So you're creating content for Instagram. Instagram, again, it's about photos. So you're putting up a great photo. You're writing the description. You're putting 30 comments in the description, up to 30 in the description, and 30 in the first comment when you're using Grum to schedule it. But now you've got to write. Yeah, you've got to write something in that post. So I'm going to recommend that you use a tool called Grammarly. You can just write that down. My staff, I wonder if any of my team is on here, any of my staff members are on here. They all know that I make so many typos because I'm always moving so fast. Let me just type this in. Grammarly, yeah. Let me make sure I'm spelling that right. See, look at that, A-R-L-Y. Click that link in the chat box. Let me know that it works. Just type works in the chat box. You should be at a site about grammar. It should say, let us help you with your grammar. It's a free tool. You can pay for the pro version, but I just use the free version. So I'm recommending to you, use the free version, right? So it fixes your spelling, your grammar, your punctuation, your sentence structure, and it's really important on Instagram to get it right. Typos turn people off. So just my tip is to use a grammar software. All right, everybody says it works, so that's good. I typed it in there. Going back and looking at the questions, Monique asked 30 different hashtags. Yes, Monique, the hashtags should be different, even if they're closely related to each other. For example, if I'm posting for our Jamaican tour guide, for your Jamaican tour guide, a Jamaican tour guide business, I'm going to use the hashtags Jamaica, Jamaican, Jamaican food, Jamaican vacation. So they might be similar, but they're still different. Okay, now this is my favorite part of the webinar because there are some tools out there that can make your life so easy to use. I'm going to walk you through two tools. My first and my favorite is called canva.com, and the second one I'm going to walk you through is called Pablo. I call it Pablo, but it's pablo.buffer.com. I think I'm going to actually start with Pablo. So let me go live to the internet. If you guys want to see it, do you guys want to see how to create images and what we do to create images? If you do, type yes in the chat box, and I would love to show you. Let's just make sure that there's an interest before I go live, right? Let's make sure there's an interest before I go live. All right, everyone has said yes. So let me start off with Pablo. I am going to type in the comments block. Sorry, in the chat box. So in the chat box, you can click on it just so it opens up in your, window so you can check it out later, because I don't want you to check it out now because I want you to pay attention to me. But click on that link just so that it's open. And I'm going to show you how to use this cool tool. Now, we use this tool every single day. And in fact, we have students that have created a business they're not managing people's Instagram accounts, they're just creating the images for them. And they use this tool, pop out images so fast, and charge a nice fee for it. Because the thing is, there are a lot of people out there that need someone to help them create their images for Instagram. All right, so let me walk you through. You should be seeing my screen now live on the internet. All right, great. So we're at pablo.buffer.com, and when you first get there, it's going to walk you through all these tips. I'm going to jump through the tips because I know this already, but here's the beautiful thing about Pablo. Now that you guys can see my screen, yes. On the right-hand side, so let me start by the left. I'll start here. What Pablo does is it pulls in royalty-free photos from two of my favorite photo sites, which we'll talk about when we go over to Canva. But one site's called pixabay.com and the other is called unsplash.com. It pulls in images from Pixabay and Unsplash and puts them at your fingertips to use. It has over 600,000 images that you can use. Now, since I was searching for beach with that hashtag before, let's search for beach again. So I typed in the word beach, and I'm going to click the search function. Now it's going to go to Unsplash and over to Pixabay to pull in images of the beach and put them right here. Here we go. It's pulling in images of the beach. I hope you're not in snow right now because I'd be feeling really guilty. Showing you all the images of the beach. For how many of you is it really cold outside right now? If it's really cold outside, type cold in the chat box. I want to see how many people are freezing their butts off. So lots of really beautiful images of the beach. And the hardest part is picking one, right? So, I love these palm trees. So I'm going to pick this image. So you can see that I've clicked on it, and it's going to pull the image over here in this box right now. Oh, some of you are in the snow and cold in Michigan. Oh, sorry about that. But I'm going to have a little bit of fun with you. So let's keep talking about the beach. So you'll see that your image is getting pulled right here into what they call their canvas. Now, if you look at the sizes on the right-hand side, you have 3 different sizes. The first one is for Pinterest. The second one is for Instagram. And the third one is for Facebook and Twitter. Now, we're talking Instagram, so I'm going to use the Instagram image right here. So it's pull the beach in. Actually, now that I look at the photo, I don't like it so much. It's kind of lacking color. Would you agree? It's not such a great photo of the beach. So I'm going to look for something a little bit brighter. Here we go. I'm going to pull this one in. So, all right. So now I picked my size. You can see there I picked my size. And now moving down over here, I am going to pick the filter that I want to use. So just watch, I'm going to show you some. So I can pick no filter, and it's the image as it comes right over from here. That's what the image looks like. I can pick a light contrast, and it's starting to change the photo. I can pick red tint, and now the photo has red tint on it. So they don't have a lot. The one that I use the most often is probably grayscale when I want black and white photos, or a light contrast. Let me change to heavy contrast. You can see heavy contrast as well. Now, the most important thing is to make sure that the words that you write stand out. So that's the reason that I use filters, is to make sure that the image is going to stand out and the words are going to stand out as well. So think about that. All right, let's keep moving down. Here's the really cool things about Pablo. So now the next section says text. Do you see that? The next section that says text? Now there's 3 different types of text that we can put on this image. I guess text placements we should call it. One is a header. I'm going to click on that, and here it gives me a header. The next is the body, which it's already loaded here. And the last is the caption. So I'm going to write at your Jamaican. I'm going to write the hashtag for client, your Jamaican tour guide, right? So I just want to put their symbol, their Instagram tag right there. And now I'm going to think about if I want a header. Usually I don't have a header, so I'm going to let that go. Now I'm at a loss for what to write. What to write, what to write. So I can say, get out of the snow and come visit Jamaica, right? So maybe that's what I want to write on the image, and then I can play around with it and change the font. I can make it bold. I can make it bigger. Do you guys see how cool that is and how fast it is? But I haven't shown you the best part about it yet. Now right here, what I can do is it says add quotes. You see add quotes right here? I want to start adding quotes. Now that image is okay. I could leave it just like that. But guess what? I'm feeling like having some quotes. So I'm going to go through the quotes. You see I'm just pressing this right arrow and it's flipping through the quotes. So here's a quote by Henry Ford. Let me keep going. And you know what? I've tried to find the end and there is no end. It just keeps going and going. Warren Buffett, the best thing I did was choose the right heroes. That's a good quote. Booker T. Washington, Pablo Picasso, every child is an artist. The challenge is to remain an artist after you grow up. You know what? I like that quote. I'm going to keep it, but I'm not liking the font. It's kind of hard to read. Would you agree? So let me make it a little easier to read. I can make it bigger. I'm just giving you guys this as an example so you can see how cool this tool is. So there's my Instagram image. I actually like it. If I didn't like it and wanted to change it up a bit, all I have to do is come back over here and pick a different image. So let me just show you how easy it is to change the image. There we go. I'm changing the image. I'm actually going to click reposition and reposition it because I did want that flag in there. There we go. And I'm going to click done. Isn't this so easy? I love this tool. And then you can insert a logo or a graphic. So if you've got a logo for your company or you're doing it for a client, you can insert the logo or add an image on top of this image if you wanted to. And then you're just going to click share and download. It's going to download on your computer, and you can use that image for Instagram. Don't you love that? If you love it, type love in the chat box. I absolutely love it. It's so easy to use. And you see how you could create a whole business around this. I have lots of students on Fiverr actually that have created, taken a few minutes and created 20 images and sell it as a pack. Or, they charge $50 to do a bundle of images for a client who wants their symbol on the bottom. It's really cool and great to use. So, all right, lots of people said love it. For a lot of you, I bet it was your first time seeing that before as well. I think it's so underused and people don't talk about it. So enjoy that one. Now, the next tool is called Canva.com. Anybody using Canva? Yes or no? Have you ever used Canva before? I use it all the time. I use it all the time. Actually, I'm getting no and yeses. All right, wait, I have one question I'm going to come back to on Pablo. And the question is, the tool is great, but where do I put my eBay address for the product photo? So are you saying that you want to upload your own image here and write on it? So maybe it's a product, something you're trying to sell on eBay. I'm trying to get through this question. Well, what you can do, I'm back over on Pablo. Look at the bottom under all these images. I'm glad you asked that question because I forgot to show you this. You see this upload image button? You can click on this button and upload an image from your computer. Yeah? You can upload the image from your computer and you can put logos and graphics on it over here. So if you want to use your own image and write on it, you can do it that way. But if that's something that you want to use, then you'll probably like Canva even better. So I'm over at canva.com. I'm logged into my account. Sign up for an account. It's free. I'm going to show you one trick to make sure that you're never paying to use this software. Now, here we go right here. And I'm going to click on Instagram post. So inside of Canva, you sign up for an account. We're under Creative Design. I've scrolled down to Social Media Post. I'm picking Instagram posts. Follow me. Time is ticking on me, so I'm going to move fast on this one. And on the left-hand side, you can see these Instagram layouts. That's what we call them by Canva. And the layouts are beautiful. They're pretty amazing. So you'd have to look through them. And most of the layouts are so amazing. The hardest part is picking which one to use, right? Okay. So let's say, I don't know, I have a bridal boutique that I'm doing work for. I want to pick this image right here. It's of a bride and a groom, right? That would fit the bridal client. I'm just making stuff up. But now when I look at this image, I see a $ attached to it. And when I look at this image, it says free. It might be hard to see, but just follow me, because when you play around with Canva, after this webinar is over, you're going to notice it. You can use this one that has the $ on it. In fact, I'll click on it and bring it over. The thing that costs money, if you use this image as is, you're going to have to pay for this image. So I do love it. I do love the layout and the style. I'm going to try to find an image similar to this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the image and delete it. Now that image is what's costing you money to use this layout on Canva. So to recap, Canva has a bunch of layouts to use. Some of them say free, some of them have a $ on it. If you see a layout that you want to use that has a $ on it, don't be afraid to use it. Just make sure that you delete that image. So where are we going to find images from? We're going to find images on the same sites that Pablo is pulling in images from. One is called Pixabay and one is called Unsplash. These are royalty-free photos, and as you'll see on Pixabay, you don't even need to reference the photographer. So let me type in the word wedding here. It's going to search all images for wedding images. Now, how this site makes their money is they have Shutterstock images that you have to buy on the top, but right below that, these are all free images that you can use, right? So now you have to find an image that would be good to use. I try to keep the dimensions in mind. This one might be nice. That's kind of cool. Sorry, this is beautiful. Hardest part, there's so many good images. This actually reminds me of the image I just deleted, right? So I can look there. Let me go to Unsplash as well. And in the search function, I'm going to type in wedding. So if you haven't wrote down these two tools, please write them down right now. The first, these two free stock photo sites, one is called Pixabay, Pixabay.com, and the other is called Unsplash, unsplash.com. Now, wow, they've got some pretty photos here on Unsplash as well. You see these nice photos here? They're really pretty. I like them as well. The hardest part is now picking which photo I'm going to use for my ad. I'm actually going to come back over here to Pixabay, and I'm going to use this one. I actually do like it. Yeah, I do like it. So, all right, I'm going to pick this photo. Now, pay attention over here. It says that this photo is free for commercial use, no attribution required. Beautiful. Click on free download. Pick the size of it. I usually pick medium. And if you're signed into your account, you can have a free account. It's not going to ask you to do the CAPTCHAs. I'm not signed in right now, so I have to do the CAPTCHAs. It's free. It always will be free. They'll ask you to buy them a cup of coffee on PayPal, but you never have to do it if you don't want to. When you love them and you're making a ton of money, you can come back and buy them a cup of coffee. And you know, you see the sponsored images over here from Shutterstock. They're using their affiliate link. If you buy the image, that's how they make money. All right, so I've just downloaded my image. Do you guys see that? I downloaded the image, and I'm coming back over to Canva. And in Canva, right where it says Uploads, so let me make sure. Everybody should see Canva again. My Canva account, right where it says Uploads, click Uploads. And then it says you can upload your own image. I'm just going to drag it right there, and it's uploading these images right here. All right, let me see if you guys have any questions. Michelle, are these royalty free? Yes. Do we need to reference a photographer? No. Cheryl says, do you know of one you can use with images of clothes and insert your own jewelry for the pictures? Easier than Polyvore. Well, you know, with any of these pictures, you can insert anything that you want on them. So, for example, with this image, I can also insert like the rings on and put them on top here if you've got a photo of wedding rings that you're selling or something like that, yeah? So hopefully that helped you, Cheryl. Okay, so I'm here with my layout. Let me see if I can make this bigger. If you can view it bigger. Yes, here we go. Let me just increase the size of it. All right, there we go. Better size. Oh, I love that picture. It's so nice, right? So with love and thanks. So I'm going to say something like bridal, wedding, planner special. I don't know. So, you know, I'm just typing my ad or whatever I want to put on Instagram. Wedding planner special. And then, so I'm just going to change what this says. And then instead of from Mr. and Mrs. Cooper, I'm going to say, contact us to plan your perfect wedding. 555, right? Anyway, with Canva, now this image is completely free with this beautiful template, and I'm done. Do you see how fast that was? We found the image, we wrote what we wanted to. Now all we're going to do is click download. So I like to save the name. It pulled this name in right there, so I'm good with that. And then I'm going to click download. And then the file types, PNG, JPEG, PNG, PDFs. I use this for flyers, so I download PDFs. But it recommends that you do a PNG. When it's images for Instagram, I always do JPEG. Sorry about that. So now you've also learned how to use Canva to create beautiful images. So was that good? If that's good for you, press 1 in the chat box. You like that? Let me see some love on that. I know, I love this tool. Will you be using this tool now? Will you guys use Pablo or Canva? I'm sure there's so many different things you could use it for in business, right? All right, great. All right. I see lots of yeses. You're my favorite webinar person. Thanks, Jennifer. Definitely, I'll use both. All right. All right. Love it, guys. Love it. All right. So let's keep moving on. Boy, time flies. I'm going to go a little bit over our scheduled 60 minutes. If that's okay with you, press OK. Just type it OK if it's okay. If I go a little bit over 60 minutes, I know we promised you it would be 60 minutes, but I'm probably going to run 15 minutes over. You can tell I'm talking fast now, right? Trying to get through this. But there's so much cool stuff out there and so much to teach. I love it. I love it. All right. Everybody said okay, more than okay. You love what you're learning. That's fantastic. There's so much to learn. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. You should see my PowerPoint now. If you see my PowerPoint now, just type yes in the chat box. You should see an image of Twitter and Instagram, their logos. Okay, great. Yes, we're back on the PowerPoint. Okay, so now what I want to do is get into a little bit of marketing. So you've accomplished, I'm clapping for you. You've accomplished so much already. If you think about it, you learned how to get started on Instagram. You learned what you need to and what you can post on Instagram, how to create images, where to get royalty-free images from, the tools that you can use to create and make these great images. You learned about hashtags and a tool to get the hashtags. You learned about a scheduling tool. So you've learned a lot already. You should feel really good about that. But I'm not done yet. Let me show you another really cool tool. When you are putting your stuff up on Instagram, if you've got a Twitter account, and if you don't have one, it's so easy to set up. But here's something that I do that I just had to show you. For those of you that have Twitter, Jennifer, I know you have Twitter, you're going to love this. So there's this website called Zapier. Have you heard about Zapier? There's a very similar website to it as well called If This Then That, IFTTT.com. But let me type in Zapier in the chat box. Hang on. Zapier.com, and you can totally use a free account. Here, let's see. Yeah, you can totally get a free account on Zapier. I have a free account. And what Zapier does in these thing called Zaps is it's like programming. I took programming in high school, but in college. But if you didn't, I'm going to try to explain it as simple as possible. You tell this software is like your personal assistant. Let's talk about it like that. So basically, I tell Zapier every time I post a new post on Instagram, send it out as a tweet. But instead of just sending it out as a regular tweet, take the image and upload the image to Twitter so it looks good and it doesn't just have a link to Instagram, and tweet it out with, as much of my description as will fit in there. So every time I post on Instagram, do you know that I don't have to go post it on Twitter because Zapier does it for me? So that's a whole nother webinar. Maybe we will do another webinar on cool Zaps that you can set up. But for now, just know that play around with Zapier.com, learn about it, and we'll do another webinar on it in the future because it's really awesome. But it does so many things. For example, anytime somebody new follows me on Twitter, it puts their name and their Twitter handle, and it tells me how many people are following them, and it puts it all into a Google Docs spreadsheet for me. And it's just really cool. You can tell it to do so many really cool stuff. So Cheryl says, yes, please do a webinar on Zapier. So we will do that. Lorette and I will do that. Lorette really got me on Zapier more than I got myself on it. She really pushed me to get on it. So Faith says, when you link your Facebook to Instagram post, it posts in both places, yes. And you can even do it where you tell Zapier, when you post on Instagram, post it on Twitter and so many other places. Hang on one sec. Sorry about that. I'm recovering from a cold, so I'm losing my voice at the same time. Give me a minute. Whew, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about monetizing Instagram. All right. So, for those of you that don't have an Instagram account, okay, wait, hang on. You guys are posting questions. You know what? I'm going to step away from the computer for 1 minute and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. William's saying all that warm weather in Jamaica and I have a cold. I know. It's after I came back from Christmas and came to Jamaica, I just got a cold. Can you believe it? Um, Faye says most of us here in Jamaica are having the cold. Yes, I think I do need some warm salt water. All right. So, all right. Let me make sure that I'm on the right screen. I am here. Okay. Somebody asked another question. Let me get that a question. Um, so hang on to the question about the two Facebook accounts. I'm going to come back to that one. All right. So let me talk about monetizing Instagram. Now, and somebody just asked about Simon, you just asked about uploading video. So you can see here in this Instagram, I took a snapshot of a video. It's actually playing when I took the snapshot of it. You can see it right here. It's kind of grayed, but yeah, here it is right here. This is me talking. So I upload videos to Instagram as well, especially if it's for a promotion. So I'm trying to remember what I said in this video. It was about joining some webinar. I don't even remember. But what I did was I did a quick video, and then when you make your post on Instagram, you're going to see a blue promote button. See this right here? Click on the promote button, and it's going to walk you through. And the next step it's going to say is, all right, you want to promote it, so what's the action step? So I chose, if you look over here, let me see if I can get a laser thing. Yeah, so if you look over here where it says sign up, you see this sign up button right here? It's going to be very faint, coming through to you very faint. But it says sign up, and then the next thing it's going to ask you what URL you want to send them to. So to recap, what am I doing right now? Well, when I post on Instagram, the people that are following me on Instagram, they'll see my post. But what if I want more people than that to see me? Like a lot of times, if you've ever joined me when we talk about our Facebook marketing stuff, I'm not so concerned about the people that are following me or how many fans I have following me on Facebook because I just promote my offers and I don't promote them just to my fans but to a wider audience. So that's what I'm doing here. Uploaded a video, click the promote button, chose my call to action as sign up. It was sign up for the webinar, pick the URL that I wanted and put that URL in there. And then the next screen, and you guys will get a replay of this so you can look at it slower and as you're doing your promotions you can see, right? The next thing it says pick the audience. Let Instagram create an audience for you or create your own. I chose to let Instagram create my audience. My total budget was just $1. Test it out. Everybody can spare $1. And the duration, I just wanted it to run for 1 day. So the minimum is $1 a day. So if you choose $1, you're going to run it for 1 day. So you're going to decide your audience, you're going to decide your budget, and you're going to decide the time, the duration that you want it to be. For the videos on Instagram, you're going to create them as 60-second videos, 60 seconds or less, with a clear call to action at the end. You can see here, let me go back a screen, that this is a selfie video. I just have my camera in front of me, I'm recording the video, and I upload it to Instagram. But I've uploaded screen recording videos, animated videos. It's up to you. All right, we went through that. Now, a more advanced way to do Instagram ads is through Facebook Ads Manager. So if you've ever done a Facebook ad, you will recognize this, right? So you can recognize this screen from a Facebook ad. If you've never done one before, don't worry, we'll do some more webinars on Facebook ads. We do Facebook ads all day, every day long. So when you're picking your placements, this is where you're going to choose Instagram. So when you click on, this is your campaign and everything you're setting up. If you've never done this before, don't worry. Watch for a future webinar. Make sure you stay on our list and watch for future webinars. But for those of you who do know, under placements, click Edit Placements and only choose Instagram. Uncheck Facebook or Audience Network and Messenger and just choose Instagram, right? Now, the reason that you're going to just choose Instagram is because you want the ad running just on Instagram. Even if you want an ad running on Facebook and Instagram, run the ads separately so that you can monitor how they perform, okay? The next really cool thing about Instagram is Instagram Stories. So at the top of Instagram, and they were doing this to compete with Snapchat, try to make Snapchat obsolete, is to create your own type of Snapchat in Instagram. So you learn about it by just playing around with it, but under Instagram, when you're logged in, I'm logged in my account, I'm on the home screen, you can see I'm on my home screen, and at the top, if I click on any one of these people here, it's going to show me these clips and videos of what they've been doing through the day, and that's their story for the day. So all I have to do is click on my image right here, and I can take photos and video clips throughout my day. It's combined into a story, very similar to Snapchat if you're familiar with it. Why do I want to tell you about Instagram stories and why you should be using them? One, it stays at the top of people's news feed so they see it. And two is because you can put links when you create an Instagram story. So for example, if I took a picture of myself smiling, I could then write on that picture, join me on the webinar, and then it's going to ask me if I want to add a link. And I'm going to put, of course. So the link that I'm going to put in is the link to register to the webinar, and it's going to have a little emblem or a symbol that says see more. It's at the bottom with like, it kind of looks like a sun. I don't know how to explain it. But I do like that because you want people clicking on your links or your affiliate links as much as possible. Now, the next thing is Instagram Live, and it might not be available to you yet. It's available to brands and people in the U.S. Here in Jamaica, I cannot get it yet, so when I'm in the U.S. next week, I will be using Instagram Live on my U.S. phone. But with Instagram Live, it's just like Facebook Live, or now that Twitter has Twitter Live, what you're doing is you're just going live on Instagram. Now, the thing that I like about it is that it's new. All your followers get a notice of when you're going live. So people like it because it's new. The thing I don't like about it, that I really don't like about it, is after you're done being live, it disappears. And if people hadn't clicked on it to watch it, they can't watch it anymore. It's gone forever. So it's like you're doing a lot of work and doing this Instagram Live, and then boom, it's gone. So when I do an Instagram Live, I'm doing a Facebook Live and a Twitter Live at the same time, so I'm, getting the most out of it. So Instagram Live, just write it down. So I want you to write down those two things, Instagram Stories and Instagram Live. Just write down Stories and Live. I'll give you 10 seconds. Write it down, write it down. Alrighty then. All right, so you have that. You're going to look into it in the future. We're almost done. Now, on Instagram, as you grow your account, there's something called shoutouts. What a shout out is it's a person of influence that is going to tell their followers to follow you on Instagram, to buy your product. Now, we've used this to grow our Shopify accounts, to grow our clients' accounts. So imagine if, all right, this is an extreme example, but Jennifer, imagine if Kim Kardashian on her Instagram had a picture of you in your latest book and said, follow my friend Jen and read her latest book. And she has your symbol in there at Jennifer Hurst. And so people like that image and they click on it and they go follow you, right? And they do it just because Kim Kardashian said to do it. Jennifer said that would be awesome. So write down this website, buyandsellshoutouts.com. Buyandsellshoutouts.com. Very popular, easy way to get set up. You have 5 seconds, write it out. Five seconds is up, so we're moving on. The other place that you can buy shoutouts, which I've never heard anybody talking about using this site, but bam, it's there. You can buy shoutouts on Fiverr. Instagram influencers are on Fiverr and they're selling shoutouts. So here's an example right now of this Instagram account. You can write this down or take a picture with your phone of this screen if you want to check it out after the webinar is done. The Instagram account is called Beautiful Creatures, and they do a lot of anything that that's pet related. They do a lot of pet stuff on Beautiful Creatures. Now, what you can see is this is a page shout out. So look at this. I'm on the top right hand side of the screen right here, right? This is a page shout out. So somebody paid them. I was able to kind of look at it, and I think this person probably paid them $20 or $40. But what they did was Beautiful Creatures posted this image of this product that's obviously in their Shopify store. Anybody here doing Shopify? Yes or no for Shopify? Chat box. All no so far. Okay, one yes, Vicky. Some not yet. So that's okay, not yet. No rush, yeah. eBay, all right, eBay. No Shopify. Simon has a shop. All right. So for Simon and Vicky, this might look familiar to you. This is somebody that has this cat necklace. And this cat necklace it's a drop shipping. You know what? That's a whole nother webinar. Let me just keep it simple. The person who owns this Shopify store wanted Beautiful Creatures to promote their cat necklace. Beautiful Creatures did it. You can read it here. Let me look a little closer. Dear followers, we have partnered with @MLM Cats to hook you up with an awesome gift. Get this adorable cat necklace for free. Just pay shipping only. Order yours ASAP as these won't last long. I'm just giving a bunch of snaps. That's a really good post, and I'm sure they sold a bunch of these just with the shout outs Beautiful Creatures did for them. Could you see how this would be powerful for you if you're an author and an author page is shouting you out, like a book review page gives you a shout out and would say, dear loyal followers, our favorite book of the day is, and they're recommending your book. And they've got thousands, tens of thousands of followers. What could that do for your brand? Powerful, right? So you can buy shout outs on Fiverr. If you're not on Fiverr yet, you should be. Wow, you really should be. Let me just put the link in here so you can click on it and come back to it later. All right, link in chat box. What type of shout outs can you buy? Well, if you're in the food niche, travel, motivation, fitness, art, fashion, pets, babies, in the adult niche, any of you in the adult niche? Or jewelry, somebody was in the jewelry niche. Yeah, somebody was in the jewelry niche. Somebody asked, how do you track that the shout out made the sales? Well, let's go back. Let me go back one slide. This person, they're going to see the traffic that's coming over that day from this shout out. And if this is what they're really promoting here and not promoting in many other places, they can estimate what's coming from the shout out. Right, coming back around. All right. Now, Instagram has insights. When you're on Instagram, and on the top right-hand side, so it's like top right, you're going to see a chart that almost looks like this, just like a chart, a graph, I guess you could say. Click on that, and it'll take you into Instagram insights where you can understand your followers. Now, this is mine. I pulled it on Sunday, and it shows when my followers are active. You see when they're active? When they're active. So it helps me to understand what times to post. I would never post on these down times. I would definitely post right here, anytime around here. These are good times to post because these are when my followers are active. Now it shows me where my followers are from top locations. Wow, Jamaica. Really representing. Thank you for the love. You'll see I have a lot of people in Jamaica following me, and then the US, UK, Canada, and India. Now this helps me, and this lets me know I've got so many people from Jamaica following me that I definitely can promote my live events in Jamaica. I would have a big take-up of it from, seeing that I've got a lot of people in Jamaica. And now I see my top locations. It's my city where I live in Jamaica that I've got most of the followers from. Kingston, Jamaica, right there. And then Montego Bay, where Lorette lives. And then I can see people are following me from New York. And then 2 other Jamaican cities, Mandeville and Spanish Town. Now, this next slide right here really helped me because I have a tendency to really want to talk to and post to women. But look at this. Most of my Instagram followers are men. I've got more men than women. So after really looking at my Instagram insights, I make sure that my Instagram posts aren't too girly. Otherwise, I could turn off a big majority, 62% of my followers. So you see how this is important to really understand Instagram insights? I can also understand their age range. I'm not really reaching the kids, but I'm reaching people between 25 and 34, definitely. And then second age group is 18 to 24, and then 35 to 44, with 45 to 54 being a small chunk and even older than that. So now I know that I'm really reaching a younger audience. So, if that's who's following me, I have to make sure that my posts really appeal to them as well so that they keep following me and I don't turn them off. So write down, understand insights in your notes. Okay, write it down, understand insights in your notes. Now, if you're going to do Instagram for clients, everything that you've learned today plays a part in doing that. You can offer to manage Instagram accounts for clients as a service. You can offer to create images for clients for Instagram as a service. But there's 2 things that I want you to remember. Clients want 2 things. 1 is to build a loyal following, and 2 is to convert that following into buying customers. Now, I know that you know this. We all know this, but write it down. 10 seconds, write it down. All right, I see you guys posting done in the chat box. So you got it, you wrote it down, great. Now that you understand that, you really can offer Instagram services for clients based on everything that you've learned so far, and then applying it. But you need to practice on yourself before you practice on clients. All right, so now we're at the end of the presentation. Oh, I'm gonna miss you, yes. But I want to talk about Instagram growth and making sure that you've got it. Because now that you can create images, set it up for clients, all this kind of stuff, you need to pay attention to growing it. Here's some of the keys. You need to be consistent. If you're going to post every day, Post every day. If you're going to post every Tuesday, post every Tuesday. Be consistent. Use hashtags. So we talked about the importance of hashtags, and here's an example for the company that I was showing you, Your Jamaican Tour Guide. When we don't use hashtags on an image, we might get 5 to 10 likes. When we use hashtags, we can get up to 50 to 60 likes on an image. It makes a huge difference where I tell my staff, never, ever, it's a sin to post something on Instagram without a hashtag. So use hashtags. Then promote, test it out, try it, spend $1 a day promoting your offers on Instagram. I don't care if it's for something you're selling or an affiliate product, your book, whatever it is, you can afford to spend $1 a day. Cut out something else. You can afford to spend more than $1 a day, so do it. And then buy shout outs. Start off with Fiverr. I find that it's a lot easier than using buy and sell shout outs, but buy shout outs. Have other people have their followers come to you. You're all internet marketers on this webinar, so if you can build a list based on someone else's recommendation, would you do it? Yes or no? If somebody else could recommend you and say, you know what, all my people go follow William. William, are you going to say yes and have them shout you out? That's right, Jennifer. The answer is yes, yes, yes. You're going to do it. So buy shout outs. Now, I will give you this Instagram checklist, so don't worry about writing everything down. But here we go. These are some of the things that you're going to think about as you set up your Instagram accounts or grow them or set up more Instagram accounts. We've got tons of Instagram accounts for tons of different reasons. I want you to ask yourself, does your username reflect your brand? Is your profile image awesome? Is your bio complete, interesting, and descriptive? Did you list your website URL or your lead page? Now, creating a lead page is a whole other webinar, but if you have a way to collect name and email addresses, I recommend that you do it. So, did you list your webpage URL or your lead page? So you're collecting name and email address and in return giving them something, right? Do you have Instagram linked to your Facebook page? Remember, you want to do ads on Instagram, so you have to link Instagram to Facebook to do it from Facebook's ad manager. Have you identified the hashtags you will use, and are you using them on a regular basis? Do you tweet out what you post on Instagram? Remember, I showed you can do that with Zapier. And are you posting at least once per day? Remember I said be consistent? I think a good rule of thumb is to post once per day. And are you using a scheduling tool? Make your life easier. I use Grum. It costs me $2.95 per account for unlimited scheduling per month, or $10 for 6 accounts. I think I have 4 Grum accounts for our clients and our different stuff, all maxed out. So I like to use Grum. Are you tagging other users when appropriate? By tagging other users, you will draw more attention, but make sure it's appropriate. And the last question, are you encouraging others to tag you or use your branded hashtag? If I have a hashtag, Alicia Rocks, I'm going to say, hey guys, if you love the webinar, post this image, use the hashtag Alicia Rocks, and I can see how far that goes, right? All right, how many of you want this checklist? I'll give you the URL if you say want it in the chat box. All right. You guys are awesome. I see that you want it. Let me get you that URL. So I need to type this up and put it in the chat box. Give me a minute to type it. You can write it down as well. Hang on. Lorette set this up for me, so I haven't even gone to the website. powsocialacademy.com/IG check. Oh, I missed that. IG check. How Social Academy. So there you go. I typed a link into the chat box. It should be clickable. In fact, I'm going to test it while I have you here because we're at the end of the webinar, so I can wrap it up. How Social Academy. Somebody's asking, what's that? Oh, that is, we have an academy launching where we teach social media. So if you're interested in that, it's just a small monthly fee for people who want to do social media for themselves, for their business, or as a business. So that's what it is. If you go to powsocialacademy.com, you'll see that Lorette set up a notification list for those that are interested in getting more information once it launches. Let me see if I can type that URL for you in the chat box. Hang on one second. Yeah, just the home page, which I'm trying to get to now. Hang on one second. So going to the home page. Oh yes, and Lorette put up our launch screen. So it launches in 14 days, small monthly fee for those people that need help with using social media. So you can just sign up to get an alert right there. You should see it on your screen right now. I'm hoping that you do. Yes, I'm hoping that you guys see that on your screen, and you can go there as well. So now you can download that checklist. Let's go back to the checklist. And that is it. We have completed the Instagram webinar. So I'm going to take some questions now. If you have any questions, type it into the chat box and I will answer your questions. The biggest question that keeps coming in is this recorded? It is recorded, so we'll send out the recording tomorrow. You guys want the checklist? Check in the chat box. The name of the scheduling tool is Grum. It's at grum.co. Any other questions? Going once, going twice. Any other questions? Simon says, is Instagram good for a local builder or a kitchen renovator for lead gen? It's excellent. So can you imagine this? If you have a kitchen renovator that posts before and after pictures for your, for wherever the jobs that they've done, or even if it's stock photos, but before and after pictures, or just pictures of gorging and amazing kitchens, and it has all their contact details in there, how to contact them for kitchen renovation. Their local people are following them. They will get so many jobs from that. Local businesses really can use Instagram. In fact, all of the clients that we have are all, trying to think if I can say the word all. At least I can say with certainty that the majority of them are all local businesses. They're all local businesses that we're managing Instagram for. So, Simon, hopefully that helps you. Here's my tip for you, Simon. This is what I do. So you're going to ask me the next question. Okay, so I have a kitchen renovator. It's a local business. But now how do I find other people in the area to like them and to follow and that sort of stuff? One, when you connect it with their Facebook page, hopefully you've got a lot of people in that local area on their Facebook page. You'll pull them over. But number two is, what I do is I find the local television stations, and like in Jamaica, it's Television Jamaica. I find the local television stations and I will click on one of their posts and look at the people that like their post, and I will go to that person and like 10 of their posts. So here's an example. Let's say that Faith likes Television Jamaica, which is our local TV station. So she's following Television Jamaica and she liked their last post. I will see that. I can see that. That's all open to the public. I'll click on Faith's profile on Instagram, and as quickly as possible, I'll go and like 10 of Faith's photos and follow her. Now Faith is going to come check me out and say, who's this person or business that liked 10 of my photos? She's going to feel obligated to follow me back. But more importantly, she's going to feel obligated to check me out. So, Simon, that's my tip on how we grow local audiences on Instagram without doing ads. We also do the ads, and that really helps a lot. Did that help you, Simon? Did that help? Brenda said, how can this help me as a freelancer? Well, Brenda, what we just showed you in Canva and Pablo, you could be creating images for people to use on Instagram. You can also charge a premium fee for setting up Instagram accounts for businesses or launching Instagram accounts for businesses. So just think about the things that we've used and how you could do that for clients. Is there a scheduling tool for Instagram other than Grum? Anna, you can use Hootsuite as well. There are some other tools. We happen to like Grum the best because it posts directly to Instagram when a lot of other tools just remind you that it's time to push your post to Instagram. So it's just our preference. Let's see. Faith said, tell him to follow HGTV. So Simon, she's giving you the suggestion to follow HGTV. Mark says, I've learned so much from you since I started with you, Lorette, and Greg with Deal Site Profits. Thanks for that, Mark. I appreciate that. I love it that you're following us, and I hope to teach you so much more in 2017. Will the class help with getting booked? Janie says, will the class help? Janie, explain what you're trying to say one more time for me. All right, if you guys have any questions, last call for questions. Jennifer says, is POW Social Academy for more in-depth marketing and social media, or is it for people who aren't using social media? Well, everything that we like to do is starts off with beginners. So if you don't even know how to set up a Facebook fan page, we cover that. And then we go all the way into very advanced strategies because we're doing very advanced strategies for our clients. So it's from beginning to end. When you log in to POW Social Academy, once it launches, you will see that there are tutorial videos broken up by the different social media section. Like for Facebook, it's getting started on Facebook, launching your first fan page, all the way to, retargeting, installing pixels, advanced stuff. You just pick where you are in your learning process and start playing and watching that video. Hopefully that helps you with your question. Do you have to be in Instagram to put in @ or hashtag? So Cindy, you can use the @ symbol and the hash symbol in Twitter as well as in Facebook. But yes, as we're talking about Instagram, when you have an Instagram account, and let's say you want to tag me, you'll put the @ Alicia Lyttle, and it will tag me, and I will see that I'm tagged. And then you'll put in hashtag Alicia Rocks, and anyone that uses that hashtag or wants to see that hashtag and what other people are saying can search by that hashtag as well. So you'll see as you start using it. Anna says Buffer. I don't use Buffer to schedule Instagram posts. Lorette stepped away. I'd have to ask her because she uses Buffer a lot, but check it out. Yeah. Monique, the cost for POW Social Academy will be like $67 a month, something small, and it'll have such big rewards. You'll see. We'll send you a message. Janie said, can it help with getting booked for speaking engagements and workshops? Listen, if you want to be booked for speaking engagements and workshops, you have to be on Instagram and Facebook and talking about yourself. My next speaking engagement is next week, Tuesday. And do you know where I'm speaking at? A Walmart tech conference. Do you know the lady who's booking me found what I'm doing? The reason that I'm speaking there is some of the stuff I'm doing in Jamaica, but they saw my post on social media. That's where I post about what I'm doing. So had it not been for the post I put on social media, I probably wouldn't be speaking at this Walmart tech conference. So yeah, does that help you? Yeah? So yes, Janie, you should be using it. Another story, Lorette just whispered, talk about Chris, the photographer. We have a photographer friend named Chris, and Chris was posting his photos on Instagram, and he was picked up by a car show. Like, I'm trying to, I don't remember the name, but they basically show, you know, those fancy car shows with the old cars and they go city to city type of thing, really high end, expensive. Well, they booked him and they booked him for some really crazy price, but what they said, I mean, he's charging premium for them. They pay for his travel, all of his expenses, and they pay him to take photos at car shows and post it on their Instagram and his Instagram as well. But they found him on Instagram through his photos. Really, you can get so much work from it. Okay. Jay says, how do we target people in the internet marketing niche or business owners on Instagram? Well, as you can probably imagine, making money online, there's so many people that are in that niche, want to learn how to make money on the internet. So, you know, the post that you put up, I would recommend that you start giving out tips and talking about different things and what you're trying to promote in that niche. But then what you need to do is run an ad through Facebook's ad manager and target people that are following other people in that niche. Again, it's going into a lot of detail. It's easy for me to say because I know exactly what to do, but kind of hard to explain if you're not already in Facebook ad manager. So Jay, we'll have to give you some more in-depth training on that. Oh, Lorette is just saying that Chris, when he got found, the way that he got found is he used the hashtag of the car show when he was posting his photos, and the car show searches for their hashtag, saw his photos, hired him. Boom. I think that's all the questions that we had. Is that right? Yes, it looks like I got to all of the questions. Any questions that I missed? Type it in the chat box. If I missed your question, type it in the chat box. While any of you that have questions are doing that, tell me what you thought about this webinar. Give me some feedback. And for the people that didn't attend, I want to tell them what you thought so they at least watch the replay. It's 2017. We all need to be learning more. I want to push you and our other friends to be learning as much as possible. So tell me in the chat box, what did you think about this webinar? I would love to know and be able to pass on that feedback to others. So this is it. This ends this webinar that went over time, but you were so patient. Hopefully you all enjoyed it and love the content. You can tell I'm really excited about it. I love using Instagram for our businesses and for our clients' businesses. All right, I see last question is, what client businesses are we using Instagram on? We're using Instagram for a car dealership. Yep. Posting the photos of the cars for sale, how much they cost, and because it's for the local area, Simon, I was using that, Simon I was talking to, that strategy, what I do for them, or what our team does for them, is they follow people that are following the local news stations and the local newspapers, and that's how we get local people there. And insurance companies. One of my favorite companies is a chocolate company. They make chocolates and wedding cakes and chocolate cakes because all of their posts are so beautiful. We actually send photographers into their store and post those photos on Instagram. We do it for a bank. We do it for, I don't know, all sorts of business. A drink company that we recommend, a food distributor, all sorts of companies. So I know that's, we do it for a tour company, one of our favorites. So hopefully that answered your question. All right, so thank you guys so much. We really enjoyed having you on this webinar. On behalf of myself and my sister Lorette, thanks for joining on. We're going to be doing these webinars every Tuesday night. So is today Tuesday? No, what did I just say? Yeah, every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night at the same time. So if you want to join us every Tuesday night, just say yes in the chat box. I'll make sure that you get your reminders. And we're teaching great stuff every Tuesday night, absolutely free. So helping you guys out as much as we can. We love doing it. If you need anything else or want any coaching or consulting, type that into the chat box with your phone number, and we'll call you later this week. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. Watch the replay, and I encourage you all, get on Instagram. Take your time getting on, learn the different things that you need to do. But the most important thing is have fun with it so you can monetize it. All right, guys. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. I'm going to leave the chat box on for a few more minutes. If you want us to call you for coaching, consulting, you guys need anything like that, we're always available. So type your number in the chat box or your number in your email, and we'll get back to you later in the week. I am out of here. If you're following me on Instagram, if you're not, I'm going to type in my Instagram handle. Lorette and I will be posting lots of photos tomorrow because we'll actually be climbing a waterfall, jumping off of a cliff, eating jerk chicken, ice cream, and shopping all in the same day. So we'll be posting our photos on Instagram of our adventures tomorrow. I just posted my Instagram. Even if you don't have an Instagram account, you can pull it up on your computer and follow us. We'll be posting on our account and a client account tomorrow. I think Lorette is Lorette Monica. Is that right, Lorette? Are you Lorette Monica? So, all right, I posted mine and Lorette's on Instagram. And Cindy, just for you, I will have Lorette take a video of me posting on Instagram and post that on Instagram so that you can see how we're posting, if that helps you. Have a great night, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye. Say bye, Lorette.
All right, everybody. Bye-bye.